Good morning students. In our previous class we have discussed about reproduction through seeds and the structure of seed. Now today we will discuss about dispersal of seed and the other ways of reproduction. So let's start with dispersal of seed. Now if all the seeds that fall to the ground germinate around the parent plant, they will not get enough air, water, warmth and space, and we know that enough air, water, warmth and the spaces are very essential for the germination of a seed. So this is very necessary that the seeds is transferred from one place to another, and this can only possible by the process of dispersal. And the dispersal is a process by which seeds are scattered away from the parent plant. So scattered away means transfer from one place to another, and the dispersal of seed can possible through many agents like by wind, by animals, by water and by explosions. So the seeds which have very light weight and have wings are transferred from one place to another by the wind. Like, look at this picture. This is a picture of a sycamore seeds, and sycamore seeds have wings like structure, so they can easily transfer from one place to another place by the wind. The other example is cotton seed. Cotton seeds have very light weight, so they can disperse through the wind. Now by animals, some seeds have hooks and spines, so they can easily stuck on the hairs of the animals, and by the animals they can easily dispersed from one place to another. And the example of cockleburr and tiger nail seed. This is a picture of a cockleburr. Now the other agent of dispersal of seed is water, and the plants which are found in coastal areas like coconut and lotus, they have thick coat of fiber that holds air, so it can float in the water. So coconut have a thick layer of fiber and that holds air. Also lotus have spongy structure so that it also holds air and it can float in water. Now by explosion is a force. So due to force of explosion, seeds scattered in all directions, and the example is pea, poppy, bean, balsam, and this is a picture of balsam. So in these plants the seeds can transfer from one place to another by the force of explosions. Now reproduction in plants through spore. So some plants that they do not bear flowers, they reproduce through the spores. So spores are produced by plants that do not bear flowers, and spores usually spread in the wind and grow into a new plant when falls on the ground. As for example, ferns, mosses and mushroom, these are the plants, they do not have flowers, so they will reproduce by the spores. These are the pictures of these plants, mushroom, ferns and mosses. So they will reproduce through the spore, not by seeds, because they do not bear flowers. Now reproduction in plants through different parts of plant like stem, root and leaves. Stem, by stem there are, so we can grow many plants by the stem cutting and the through underground stem. So there are some plants which are grow through the underground stem, like potato, ginger, onion. Remember this, these are not the roots, these are the stem, underground stem. So potato, ginger, onion are reproduced by the underground stem. There are many white buds are found on the potato, and when we will cut these buds and when we plant these buds into the ground, then a new plant can grow from this white bud. These are also called eyes. Now through stem cutting, so in rose, hibiscus and money plant, we can grow a new plant by the stem cutting, and when the cutting of stem will plant in the ground, then they will grow into a new plant. Now by root, there are some plants like carrot, radish, turnip, beetroot are grow through the root. So when we cut the slices of these plants, then we will grow a new plant. So by the root we can also grow a new plant. Now by leaves. Bryophyllum is a plant which bear a thick and fleshy leaves like aloe vera. So there are many buds present on the edges of the leaves, and when we plant these buds into the soil, then they will grow into a new plant of a bryophyllum. So we can grow many plants by the buds which are found along the edges of the leaves of a bryophyllum. Now in this way we can see how can a plant produce new plants. So in our next class we will start the new chapter.